This video off the cuff as I wake up and see that Brentford lost to Liverpool. But Ivan Toney, as I looked at the player charts, he's got 20 goals this season, which is just incredible. And I watched the highlights for that Liverpool game as well. And some of the flicks, some of the first-time passes, incredible how he's dropping in, the Harry Kane role, if you will. He would transform a few teams in the Premier League. The first is Manchester United. If Ivan Toney goes to Manchester United, they're a different team. Simple as that. Because he can do what Martial will never be able to do, really, which is Martial, nothing against him. It's just not worked, has it? 9 goals in 3 seasons, is it? 9 Premier League goals. Tony's got 20 this season for a Brentford side. I think Thomas Frank actually said, and Thomas Frank might not have realised how many goals Tony's actually got this season, because he said in a press conference before the Liverpool game, he said, well, if you put him in a top 4 side, he gets 20, 25 goals. He's got 20 goals for you, which again, it is a remarkable thing. He does take penalties, of course, but he takes them very well. Harry Kane takes penalties. Yeah, above him is Harry Kane and of course Haaland, the machine, the alien. Toney at United would work. Toney at Chelsea would work. Toney at Tottenham would work as well. Toney at Arsenal would work. He could literally play anywhere, and I think there'll be no shortage of teams that want to get him. If he goes to Tottenham, he would be a great Harry Kane replacement for a new manager that was coming in. Whether Tottenham would want to get that deal done first, because the thing is, as soon as you sell Harry Kane for 60, 80 million, whatever it's going to be, every team that you then go and do business with knows that it's because you've got this Harry Kane money. I think if they get it done early, if that's even possible, knowing that they're going to lose Harry Kane, it's a different story, and it's much better for them to get a cheaper deal. Toney to Chelsea is something I could see happening, but again, I think if they get Pochettino and he wants Kane, it's a bit of a domino effect, Toney. But if I was Man United, I wouldn't be waiting around for anything. I would just go and get him, because he is going to transform you. He's going to transform your team. The way he links up with runners in behind, as he did yesterday for that offside goal, just incredible, really. And his passing has improved so much. I remember watching him in League One for Peterborough, and I think strikers, and Jamie Vardy was like this when he was playing in the lower leagues, the strikers there, they rely more on the pace and getting in behind, because at that level there's so many basic mistakes where the positioning of the defenders is wrong, and a ball over the top and you're in. There's a lot of gaps in between the defences. But in the Premier League, the defending is so much better. There's not many mistakes. You see some of the highlights from League One, and it's a defender just letting it bounce, basically. Whereas in the Premier League, he's just become a completely different striker. He has evolved to be a much better player, and I think he could get in any team. Arsenal is a tricky one. I think they could use him if they're going to have injury issues with Jesus again in the future. He's an improvement on Nketiah for sure, 100%. Chelsea needs somebody that can score, so he could easily slot in there. I personally think he will go to Manchester United, and I think Harry Kane might go to Chelsea if they get Pochettino, which is rumoured to be the case, isn't it? If they get Pochettino, Kane linking back up, and then it leaves Tottenham in a bit of a bad situation. I don't know who they would go for. But again, as I said at the top of the video, whoever Tottenham are going to go in for when they lose Harry Kane, they're going to know that they've got an extra 10 million to put on the price tag. It's not much, is it? And I suppose any forward that's guaranteed Premier League goals is going to cost quite a bit of money. Could Newcastle make a bid for Toney as well to take him back, sort of go full circle? If they get Champions League, he might do. They've got Isaac and Wilson. He would be a sort of longer-term replacement to Wilson, who I think is a bit older. Isak going nowhere and only going up in terms of his ability as well as he plays. I just don't know. You've seen Isaac and Wilson play as a two in the past sort of month or so, and they've been scoring a lot more goals, Newcastle. So Ivan Toney could slot in there instead of Wilson. Again, Wilson is going to play, but if you're in the Champions League, you need a rotation of strikers, as Sir Alex Ferguson showed all those years ago, which is it makes it even stranger that Chelsea literally have 0 right now. So, yep, the video's ended, so I guess so is this one. Let me know what you think in the comments about Ivan Toney. Where should he go? Where do you think he will go? Could he go abroad? Could there be an Italian team, sort of similar to how some strikers, Tammy Abraham's playing in Serie A, isn't he? He's another player as well that, if Roma don't make Champions League this year, and it's a very real threat that they might not. I think they were 7th as of yesterday, but it is very close. but they're running out of games, of course. Could Tammy Abraham be an option for one of those teams? Maybe a return to Chelsea. I think they might have a buyback clause on him. But of course, there'll be no shortage of suitors for Tammy Abraham, for Ivan Toney, for Harry Kane, if these players are available. Let me know what you think in the comments. Where will Ivan Toney be playing come next August?